A whisper. A ripple of arcane energy. A moment, suspended in time, like dewdrops in a spider's silk. And then, the collapse. Unease slithers through the underbrush of the Crescent Weald. Birds take flight as small creatures scamper for cover. You see the earth melt inward as the deafening roar, like the bellow of a primordial beast, assaults your senses. Trees, centuries old and thick as castle walls, splinter like matchsticks as they are dragged into the gaping abyss below. Animals caught in the chaos cry out in terror as they are swallowed by the ever-expanding void. The air resonates with a primal fear of all who witness this cataclysm. As suddenly as it started, the earth falls silent and is still once more. The sinkhole yawns wide before you as a single voice crying out for help rises from below. But we're not worried about that yet. We're going to rewind to the time leading up to the sinkhole and find out what exactly our adventurers were doing leading up to this. Sorry, y'all. Our scene opens in the Crescent Weald, which is a forest in the province of Moonfall. Y'all are outside the city where you all currently reside, of Elfie. And Hammerball has taken the country of Calandria by storm. Very popular sport from the far, far away land of Tethesia has finally made landfall here, and everybody cannot get enough of it. Your group reserved the kind of makeshift hammerball pitch that has been, erected a couple of miles outside of the city weeks ago, and it is finally your chance to play this beautiful morning in Moonfall. So let us meet our party and find out who will be playing. In the spirit of no initiative, I'm going to let y'all go first. Tell me who wants to introduce themselves.
Well, I'll go first.
All righty.
Because, as we walk to the pitch, you hear the voice of a short, maybe about 2 feet tall, very round, about as wide as tall, Fungril just goes, "Hey guys, can we use a real ball this time? I don't want to be the ball again. It wasn't as fun, I don't think." And so Dotty Deathcap is joining their friends out on the Hammerball pitch. Like I said, about 2 feet tall, quite round, has sort of a tan mushroom skin with a very large red cap with little dots all over it. And she carries her trusty stick that she takes everywhere. And is walking next to her best buddy.
And who is her best buddy?
Oh.
Her best buddy is Hollie, Holly Cinderthorn, okay, who is looking a lot like that kid who gets picked for dodgeball last right now. Very nervous, kind of uncomfortable on any sporting area. Fully covered head to toe in a very thick cloak. Is it whether it's very warm out today? I assume since there's sports outside, it's probably really warm. That they look extremely overdressed. Not an ounce of their body really showing through if they can help it. What you could see if you saw underneath their hood would be what looks almost like a mannequin, a wooden face with kind of blue-green glowing eyes. And they are eye-shaped. They're not just orbs, but they're clearly not humanoid in the flesh sense. You can see between the plates, the joints of their neck and their face and their shoulders and stuff, instead of any kind of connective tissue, or there's no muscle or anything like that, but sort of like in C-3PO where you can see through his plates and you can see there's circuitry. Instead, there's mycelial fibers and tendrils kind of connecting things. And Hollie is looking pretty hopeless and helpless. Looking around for the hammerball, doesn't have any idea what it looks like, but trying to be helpful. Okay, Dotty, sorry, I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
So cute.
Yes, go ahead.
I'll say that on the flip side of knowing how to play this game is Wyn, Wynrieth, Wyn Moondreamer. And Wyn is a gender-neutral Firbolg with fine snow white fur that is generously speckled with spots that looks like different continents in the ocean. And Wyn is very tall, kind of imposing looking. Firbolgs in this world are kind of evolved from bovine creatures, but they are very, very tall and imposing, but very like a cow would be. Their demeanor is always gentle, always calm. Wyn is very graceful and quiet too, just kind of quiet. Their eyes are kind of a lavender brown, like a lavender latte. Very kind eyes. They kind of shine. And then as far as what they're wearing, they also like to dress up a lot in furs, and kind of the furs match their black and white skin, but really because of the heat, because of the game playing, is just kind of wearing a more ranger gear, because Wyn is a ranger, and so it has a large belt with pouches and all kinds of tools cinched to their waist, and a very intricately carved short bow, not currently on their back, but sort of by a tree, always within sight. And as they kind of explain the rules of the game to everyone as they're playing, their voice is very soothing and calming, and if it is always very patient for anybody like Hollie that might forget the rules here and there, and that's Wyn.
I love that we already have a Hammerball enthusiast and aficionado in our midst. And you guys at this point are actually walking, from town out to the pitch.
Okay, great.
And let us meet our final party member.
This little goblin, I think she's probably just walking along, just another player out to the field. She's like, hey, my name is Dimple Muckmire. Nice to meet you. My parents gave me that name based on this flower that it kind of grows in the sand glades. And they said, it's really special and unique and really has some great properties and very beautiful. And so that's why they named me that. And at school, the bullies, they'd be like, hey, more like Pimple, and I'm going to squash you. And I would be like, I prefer if you didn't, but if you feel like you have to, I guess I understand. Anyways, I know I'm blathering on a lot. You see this goblin just kind of spouting off. She's got about 3 feet tall. Her head her eyes are kind of offset off her head. She's a hammerhead goblin. She kind of has these spines coming off of where her eyes are positioned, where her spectacles kind of hang off of these spines. She has blue-green skin with some lighter tones kind of throughout. Clean, sort of flowing robes, kind of on the hem with a touch of sea salt spray, just kind of gracing the edges. Her eyes are kind of like these dark pearls. And she is walking alongside with her papier-mâché staff. that she fashioned out of her various spell books that she utilized, and the spells that she really connected with. And floating in the air, kind of awkwardly, is a little tiny squid named Snarfsnack. That is kind of formed out of air. It's like an elemental air squid.
Oh, Snarfsnack.
This is Snarfsnack. He just follows me around.
He's not going to try to steal my snacks, right?
I can't make any promises, but that's really for him to decide, I guess.
Dotty looks up at Snarfsnack and is just like, if you touch my blueberries, I'll eat you.
I'll touch those blueberries.
Yeah, for real though. Dimple kind of leans into Snarfsnack. Like, seriously. Look out. You don't want to touch their blueberries.
So we have a very cute little 2-foot fungril. We have a very adorable little 3-foot goblin. We have an average human size kind of fungal clank, we'll call you. And then we have a nearly 7-foot, why did I just forget the word Firbolg?
Yeah, Firbolg, yeah, Ranger.
Off in the woods, along the way, of course, our ranger explaining the rules of Hammerball. We'll get to those in a minute.
Nice.
Party, I'm curious, though, how did y'all meet and become this, or just group of friends? Or you guys co-workers? Tell me about that.
We're friends.
Well, we're friends. I actually, what I did was I had I wanted to find some friends, and I put a post on the in the Mycelium network, calling out for people that perhaps wanted to get together and play games, or just kind of spar, perhaps.
I'm pretty sure that the flyer said drink and draw. Like, I mean, I like crafts, clearly, based on my staff, but it wasn't quite what I was expecting when I walked in.
Oh, well, I'm just trying to share the things that I know with new friends as much as I can.
And I'm sorry, did you say
Those.
mycelial network? Dotty, might you be able to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So, of course, Dotty and Hollie, we have been buddies. My family took in Hollie, so I look at Hollie as part of my family. So we started traveling together, and I like to tap into the network every now and then just to see what's what. And after we'd been adventuring for a little bit and had to run away from a lot of scraps and stuff, we were like, well, maybe we should go to town and make some friends. And so I was tapping into the network a lot. And then there was this art class.
You tap in a lot, so just tapping and scrolling and tapping and scrolling.
And I saw
Pay attention when we're watching plays or anything.
It just doesn't hold my attention. I just gotta check in every now and then, And
I understand.
And yeah, so when I saw the notification come through with the art class, that was the archery class, I signed us up.
I didn't mean to mislead in any way.
It
We had a
worked
good
out,
time.
though. It
We
worked
had a good
out.
time.
It
We
worked
met
out.
each other, right?
Yeah.
Y'all are pretty cool, so.
And we were the only ones there. I'm sorry you didn't have a larger group.
I'm not sorry at all.
Look,
I
next
feel
time
like I
you want to
did see
do
a
it,
few more people there, but they kind of left when they realized what was going on.
Well, that could also be true.
They thought painting or
Maybe I shouldn't have shared that. Sorry.
No. These are my newest, bestest friends. I'm from a place farther away, and I do miss the friends that I had there. But these three, there's something special.
And that was so long ago. Now, gosh, can you believe it? I mean, that was, what, 1 or 2 years since we met? It's been so long. Since then, Wyn has taught us all how to shoot arrows and, I suppose fight a little bit if we have to.
You're getting very good. Very good indeed.
That's debatable.
Oh, don't say that. You're great,
I mean, it's
Dimple.
okay. I got my other skills, so.
No, you're great.
I know, I'm pretty good at some stuff, just not that, you know?
No,
I'd like to
it's
think
not.
that we've all sort of taught each other many things.
Sure.
That's a good way to look at it.
Here on this, of course, very beautiful day, we'll kind of pull up our little map of our world to show everyone. And we are here in the Crescent Weald, right outside of the town of Elfie. And about at this point, you have kind of broken into the glade where, the Hammerball pitch is. And friends, unfortunately, it is occupied.
That's okay. We'll come back later.
We signed-
we don't want to
we
disturb
signed up.
anyone. What? We did?
We signed, we
Wyn has
signed
been
up.
so excited. Like,
Unfortunately,
about it.
Dimple, you recognize immediately that there are 4 goblins
Oh.
having a little scrimmage. And about the time, I think the sunlight catches on our beautiful Firbolg's kind of white coat as your nemesis, Rorik Crudcrux, rips around and sees you.
Oh, God.
No, look, if it isn't Pimple Muckmire. And this other little goblin that by the name Puss over his shoulder goes,
Yeah, more like Pimple Yuckmire.
Now. There's no need for those sorts of names.
Yeah.
and so standing here with, of course, Rorik and Puss, we also have Burble Durble and Wretch Rustclaw round out this party. And so Puss, he's kind of the dumb one of the gang. He's like,
Yeah, hey, you want to play? You want to play us in some Hammerball?
and kind of gestures towards the pitch that even though you all had reserved, you might have to play your way onto the field on this day instead.
Do they look like they even have any clue how to play Hammerball?
Yeah.
It's very new.
You know what? Let's have our first roll of the game.
Yeah.
Because you have asked Holly, I would like for you to roll an instinct for me as you were kind of, scanning as you came into the clearing, and you were the one that got the first real good look at this. While you do that, I would love for you to tell me what's the beef with Rorik, Dimple? What's going on here? Why are he and his cronies treating you like this?
Sure. I think so. Rorik Crudcrux was actually in the top of my class when I was going to Port Ilsend Academy, essentially like a university college, kind of making my way through there. So kind of like a smart jerk.
Yep.
Brainy
Comedy
brainy bro.
sports.
Douche. And I think in school we had friendly rivalry. I really hated his guts because he sucks. But, maybe it wasn't so friendly now that I think about it. Anyway, he always bested me, even though he sucks. And he was just really mean. Mm-hmm. And,
he's a cheater.
He could have been.
Well, the good news is, like most people who peak in school, his life has kind of amounted to nothing since. So, he's got these cronies and they, you both kind of move towards Elfie following graduation. And so he's kind of been on your periphery ever since, but like up to no good, not making use of all of the wonderful things that you learned at the academy. And so let's find out what it is that you noticed, Hollie, as you came into the clearing.
Well, Hollie, of course, doesn't know a lot about Hammerball, but they did roll instinct, a 12 with fear.
Alrighty.
They're afraid of Hammerball.
Fear already, yeah.
They are afraid of Hammerball.
And so the consequence there of you rolling, so you were able to kind of take it in with that 12. And like their form, from the limited amount that you know of Hammerball, of course, they're pulling it off. You, at the very least, are fairly convinced that they know what they are doing and they look like a formidable team to maybe go up against. And so at this point, Blurble, who's kind of like the muscle of the gang, kind of steps forward. He's like, yeah, so what's it gonna be? Are we gonna pound you on the field or off the field?
Ooh.
Party, what would you like to do?
Let's circle up.
Something rude to us?
We gotta discuss it, actually. Give us a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody huddle.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. What are we gonna do?
I don't.
So Dimple, you
I don't know.
these people.
What are
We
the
can
positions?
What?
Are there positions that we play?
Oh, I was just gonna suggest we run away.
Oh, great!
No,
I
we
love
can't
that
stand
one.
down.
I love.
No, Wyn,
No,
what were
we
you
signed.
saying? Yeah.
We signed up for this, by the way. I
Yeah.
personally signed
Yeah.
up for this.
I
To play
know.
someone else, or just to play with each other?
That's just the four of us. I
Right.
wanted to teach you this game.
Yeah.
Right. Well, okay. So, we'll just politely tell them to leave.
Get over here, losers! They call out after you.
I feel like
Yeah. Just ask.
Dimple, you know these gentlemen, do you?
unfortunately, yeah.
They seem
If
mean.
things go south,
Yeah.
do you believe that we could take them?
Well, I've never beat Crudcrux at anything, so maybe with y'all, yeah, I feel pretty confident in that, for sure.
So today is the day then, is what you're saying.
Today feels like the freaking day. Yeah. I'm
All
choosing
right, so-
to embrace confidence, and we're gonna crush them.
Oh wow. Okay. There's only one problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Only one of us knows how to play.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wyn has done a very good job of teaching you on the way up here. And as it turns out, Hammerball is not necessarily a sport for the highly intelligent. It's fairly intuitive, so you get the sense with Wyn's excellent coaching capabilities, you're feeling okay.
Okay.
I think we're all going to be okay.
Okay.
Just look to me if you have any questions.
Okay.
Okay.
And with that, you make your way onto the pitch. So I'm going to give you the kind of Hammerball rules that Wyn would have been feeding you along the way up here. So the way that Hammerball is played, you see the center ring in the middle. In order for your team to have possession of the ball and be able to score points, you must first shoot the ball through that ring. And that is kind of how you take charge of the Hammerball court. We're going to say that the goal that is behind y'all is your goal. So that's what the other team is trying to, they're going to try and get balls through that big rectangle at the bottom of the screen. That is the goal that you're defending. You are trying to get the ball through the goal on the other side of the team. That is the goal that they will be defending. On the Hammerball pitch, you see four hoops. So one is the largest, and that is worth 1 point. There are 2 2-point hoops on either side, kind of flanking, and those are a little bit smaller than the 1-point hoop. And then the 3 hoop is it's hard to tell from this map because we're looking down, but the 3 hoop is actually kind of suspended above the goal, and it's tiny. It's not much bigger than the ball itself.
Okay.
So here's what you're going to do. When your team is in possession of the ball, you must first move the ball through any of these hoops. And that is going to determine how many points you'll be able to score. So let's say that you take the ball first through the one hoop and then through one of the two hoops, and then you push it into the goal. That would be 3 points you would earn. Say you take it through the one and one of the twos and then the other two. That would be 5 points that you would earn. And then the way you get to 8 points would be if you can actually get the ball through that 3 hoop on the top. I'm going to pause there. Any questions so far?
So is it by getting through, you mean running with the ball,
Tossing it through the hoop.
tossing it through the hoop.
You're going to work as a team. So like if you were running with the ball, you might want Dotty to go long, stand on the other side of the 2 hoop, and you're going to try and throw the ball. So you can only pick up points like you can't just sit there and throw the ball back and forth. Like each hoop per turn, you can only go through one. So 8 is the maximum amount of points that you can get on a possession. I have the DCs set, so you'll be rolling to try and make it through the hoops, and I'll tell you the DC when we get there.
Okay.
Obviously, you can try and like steal the ball, from the other team. Just remember, if you steal the ball and now you want to try and score, you have to go through the possession goal in the middle, or the possession hoop in the middle, and then start moving the ball downstream, downfield.
And which part of this has something to do with a hammer?
Well, that's the fun part. You guys are amateurs, and so you're going to be throwing the ball. When the big boys play, the big boys and girls and ladies play, they actually do use hammers and shields to move the ball around the field.
That makes sense.
Today, y'all are tossing it. It's more of a ball toss, but
this is the wiffle ball version.
Yeah, that is a great question. That is how Hammerball got its name.
Okay.
So yeah, it's y'all versus them.
Okay.
So who do you guys win? Are you going to be the team captain? Would you kind of be stepping in to kick this off? All right, I'm going to let you choose. To kind of, let's see if you can get possession of the ball first. And I want you to make the case for what you want. I think this is either going to be an agility or a finesse roll for me to see if you can kind of get the ball and get going with this game. You're welcome to make the case for something else, however you'd like to do this.
I will certainly. So we're circled up, we're huddled up. The ball, I guess, goes into the air.
And you're going to make the play to try and catch it and get first possession.
I am 7 feet tall, so I think pure agility should probably do the trick. So
yeah, you are playing with a bunch of goblins who are 3.5 feet.
That's what I was thinking.
A bit of an advantage. So how did that agility roll go for you?
Okay, so that agility roll is a 10, but with hope.
Okay, so take a hope, first and foremost. And that is enough. So the DC for the goal and the 1 is 7. Okay. So we're going to say with that 10, you kind of get the ball through the possession. Y'all are now in possession, and what you're going to be trying to do, team, is you're going to want to move the ball, to the goal that's behind where the goblins are lined up. Okay. And I'm going to let you guys do this. So Wyn has the ball. Y'all tell me what happens next.
Wyn gets the ball. Dotty is going to try to scatter the goblins out of the way. Ooh. So I tuck and I roll. And I want to just roll into them.
Okay. Is this like a maneuver?
I'm going to use spending a hope and use my experience that they see me rolling.
Let us go ahead. So I want you to, I'm going to let you choose. Do you kind of want to make this like a presence roll where you're kind of trying to kind of get their attention and mess with them? Or do you want to make this kind of a finesse roll where you're, kind of trying to go for a very specific point on the field?
Yeah, I would say it's a combination. They're the same amount of score. So I'm going to say it's a combination of finesse and agility as I just thrust my body forward to try to knock them down like bowling balls.
Okay, so I'm taking an action token on my action tracker, because we're considering this now in motion. You got to pick one, though. Is this agility or finesse that you're going to be rolling with?
Oh, I'm going to say control, hide, tinker, sprint, dodge, leap. I'm going to say agility.
Okay.
Because this is a very physical action.
Great. And add your experience to it, please.
Right. Okay. So it's going to be +2 total. That is this is going to be very good, but I rolled with fear because I am scared rolling into goblins.
Okay.
So that is combining both my fear and hope die. It's wait, shit! I rolled d20s. No wonder it's so high. I was like, that's impossibly high. I don't think that the math is mathing here. Hold on. Old habits die hard.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable.
Okay.
I still did roll with fear though.
Okay.
So.
Got
oh wait,
that
no,
fear.
I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't?
I crit.
Oh.
I crit.
Oh.
I crit.
Okay.
Come on,
Okay.
That was a journey. I'm so sorry. I thought it was a 9 and a 6, but it's a double 9.
It's a double
Double
9.
nine.
Nice.
Amazing. So take that hope. Yes,
Oh,
you
that's
do.
right. I get a hope.
Yeah, you do, because you crit.
Yeah.
And then so you do and so I'm going to let you, because you crit especially. Like, I want you to tell me exactly what happens as you go beach balling into this group of goblins as Wyn so expertly takes the ball through the possession ring.
I think as it's like the time slows down, the ball goes up in the air. We see Wyn reaching out to palm it, and from like semi underneath Hollie's cloak, you just see as like Dotty puts one finger out to test where the wind is blowing, and then takes their stick and tucks and rolls up like with the stick kind of being the center of this jelly roll, and just starts and rolls straight into the center of them with the stick out like it's like spokes on a wagon, like those little things, like death spokes.
Yeah.
And so rolls through them with her stick.
All right, amazing. So it's so beautiful. And so we thought we were coming here to play Hammerball today. Obviously, Dotty came to bowl, and they do. They go kind of scattering. They did not like that, and kind of wind up off the mark and totally. So Dotty has made their way down there. Wyn has taken the ball, and we're going to say that you've kind of moved through the possession ring. And then what are Hollie and Dimple doing in this moment as Wyn starts to run with the ball, and Dotty starts to roll at the goblins? What is Dimple doing?
Dimple's casting slumber on Rory Crudcrux.
Regulation play, we do not cast spells,
legal.
but this is not regulation. I am not a referee, I am a game master, so you do you boo-boo.
Screw those guys in particular.
Yeah, she does not care.
No.
You go to sleep.
Okay, so tell me about slumber. What happens?
Okay, so I make a spellcast roll against a very close target. So they have to be within 10 feet, I believe. And
so this one right here is
okay. So I'm gonna move
is
over.
Rorik.
Okay.
This right here is Dimple. Dimple's gonna move right in between all these goblins.
okay.
And yes, or reckless in
Love
this
it.
case. Okay, so I make a spell cast roll. On a success, the target creature falls into a temporary sleep until they take damage, or the GM spins fear to awaken them. I'm gonna roll and add 2.
I love this so much.
Okay, that was an 11 with fear.
Okay. So I'm taking and so what happens? Tell me the spell one more time. Too many things going on.
Make a spellcast roll against a very close target.
Yep.
On a success, the target falls into a temporary sleep. Do I have the threshold for that?
Okay, so that's what I think that's going to be against their evasion. Like, can they get out of the way of the spell in time? And
Okay.
so you rolled an 11.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Rorik, who went to the same, like, y'all kind of know each other's tricks, so he kind of knows what your magic is going to look like, the incantation, the kind of movement components of it, and he is able to kind of like, but we doing that, huh? And you can tell he wasn't planning on using magic, but point made. Okay, so that is happening. Yep.
If I can throw some flavor in there.
Absolutely.
As Dimple kind of rushes up, she pulls out this like little worry stone that she thumbs, and one of the sort of paper mache pieces, one of the pages of the spell book kind of illuminates for a second as she casts the spell. And as it doesn't have any effect, I don't think she's terribly surprised just because of her history with Rourke.
Yep.
But is now just a little defeated.
Okay. Yep. I do want you to go ahead and...
She's got the yips.
Yep, you've got the yips, and as such, you're going to take a stress for that.
Yep.
Between rolling with the fear, and then also seeing your magic not manifest as you had intended, is going to kind of turn you a little bit anxious. So mark that stress. I've taken that fear. So here's how we're going to resolve this. So I would go next. However, we're going to say this is all kind of happening in rapid succession. So Hollie, I want you to sneak in here with a turn if you feel like it. With did you kind of go with Wyn, and then we'll come back to the goblins.
Right. So Hollie's just kind of hesitates for a minute, trying to remember the plays that Wyn told them about, and they think they remember them saying, "Okay, when I get the ball and I go through the first hoop, and then I'm going to run for the second, and you run for the other one for me to pass it to you. But which way is Wyn going to go? And I'm not sure. So I'm going to guess right. No, left. No, right. No, left. No, I'm going to go left." So they're going to go and try to avoid run between these, since the goblins are mostly clustered on the right. They're going to try to go over to the second one and man that ring, that hoop.
Okay.
And I would like to help any role that
Yes, team captain. Oh, captain, my captain.
that Hollie would like to. So in that questioning point, maybe Wyn just holds up their hands and kind of points you in the correct direction.
And by the way, y'all can move your own tokens, so feel free and move yourself, Hollie, where you would like to have positioned yourself. Downfield, perfect.
Great.
Great.
So with this and with the help, okay, I'm dismantling 5e.
Just standing there.
Dismantling 5e.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't drop it.
So I'm going to throw it. Throw the ball to
So what you're going to do is so I'm going to actually we're going to kind of reverse this a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to have Hollie, because Hollie's trying to catch it. Yeah. Okay. So Hollie, we're going to say that you're actually on the other side of the hoop, and Wyn's going to try and throw the ball kind of through the hoop to you.
Yeah.
If we can.
I like that.
So that way we could maybe have 2 points in place, and we'll kind of move Wyn over here. So Hollie, I want you to roll 2d8.
2d8. Okay.
And I want you to, if there is something you are going to try and use, if you want to try and use your agility, your strength, you absolutely can, or experience or whatever.
Okay.
So go ahead and make that roll, and then you're going to Wyn, roll a d6 for me, and that will be your help action that we'll be adding to Hollie's roll.
This is to catch. I'm catching the pass from. Yeah, I'm definitely going to use agility for this. And 2d8, not 2d12. Interesting.
I'm sorry, 2d12. Yeah, no, that was me. I'm dumb.
Okay.
Too many dice.
We're learning. We're all
new
learning.
game.
Yep. I just made up my own game on the fly. No, 2d12 is how we're going to do this. Agility roll.
Okay, it's a 10 for +1, 11 with fear.
Okay, so I'm
Makes
taking
sense.
a fear. You guys are,
+6.
y'all are +6. So that is the 6 puts you over the edge. And so what happens is Wyn helps you by throwing the most perfect and yet also gentle throw. Anybody could make this, and you're feeling, bolstered and seen and heard and felt and understood as Wyn's kind of there to motion you in the right direction, and you make this absolutely beautiful catch.
Well, it from afar it looks beautiful, but from up close, it's one of those catches where the ball actually goes right through Hollie's hands and whacks them in the chest, but then they grab it, right? And it would happen so fast that probably nobody noticed, but it kind of hurt.
I used that move a lot in kickball as a 4th grader, so I know exactly what you're saying, where you kind of use your body to make the move that you need to have happen. Yeah, I totally get that. So yeah, Holly, you are now in possession of the ball, and the team has, so, if you were to try and score right now, you would be able to make 2 points. Except for the fact that now, and I have not put any, so let's see. So Dimple went, and Holly went, and Wyn took a shot. So that's 4 action tokens in play right now. So Rorik is kind of tangled up with Dimple right now, but we're going to say this one, I think this one is Wretch, I believe, is going to run downfield at Holly, and is going to kind of try and, he's a little goblin, you're a, larger Clank, is going to kind of try and kneecap you just with a punch to see if he can get you to drop the ball, because he's trying to steal the ball from you.
He's going to punch me.
Yeah, he's going to kind of try and, come at you, at your kneecaps. He's got kind of like a club type of a thing, and he's going to try and, sweep it out from under you.
This game is violent.
Oh yeah. So we're spending an action to do that, to activate that enemy. But that is only going to be a 6. So you, Holly, remain in control of the ball.
Just hop over the swing.
And we're going to have another enemy come into motion. I believe that this is Blurble. Is going to come down here. Yeah, and he's actually going to actively try and jump up and try and grab the ball from you is exactly what he's going to try and do.
Get off of me. Get
that
off.
Action to, he rolled even worse. That's a 5. So these goblins, he can't roll up. So I'm going to say that with 2 of my misses here, I'm going to spend my last 2 action tokens to give myself another fear token. And I'm going to turn things back over to y'all. What happens next?
Foul. I think this is called a foul. This is not fair. This is not right. I'm going to try to toss the ball through the 2 hoop to Dot.
So you can't go back through. You can't go back through the same hoop that you already. I mean, you can, but you won't be picking up any more points. You've already picked up.
We already scored there.
You didn't score. You got 2. You got it through the 2 hoop. Yeah. You don't score until you get it into the goal, the rectangle at the end of the field.
Okay. Sorry.
So you can either try and go back through the 1, the 2, or the 3 to pick up more points, or you could shoot your shoot now and have 2 points on the board, and the Gerblins would have none. It's totally up to you.
Gosh.
Get all the points. We gotta freaking crush them.
Dotty's right there. I'm just going to skyhook it over these goblins to Dotty, who's right by the one.
Okay.
So, do I need to roll for the pass?
I'll have you both roll. We'll play it that way. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on. Okay. It takes 2.
Yep.
Takes 2.
So I'm going to call this another agility roll.
Yep. Totally fine.
Oh, snap. That is a 12, 13 with hope.
Okay, so mark your hope on your sheet.
Can I do instinct to know to come out of my jelly roll and to grab the ball?
Yes, you may. Okay. That is perfect.
Because I was just going to keep on rolling, but if I sense Holly through our mycelial network, I feel a disturbance in the force. I know it'll come out.
I'll help you out with some words. Dotty, it's on you.
Okay. Well, I rolled with hope, so I'm going to take a hope, and It is 14 total.
Okay, perfect. So yes, you guys are able to connect. Dimple, you are Dotty. Dotty, you are
9.
Too many Ds.
I'm sorry. It was way more than 13 because you add both dice. I'm sorry. It's 12.
Okay, it's okay.
9.
Wait, how'd you get a 13 on a D12?
Plus was my plus 1, so 12. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 22. Sorry.
So you just make it even prettier. I want actually for that roll, because it was so good, even though it wasn't a crit, I'm just gonna go rogue here with some GM rules. Take a hope for that, because you're you've made this catch and now you've made this throw. Yeah, I want you to take another hope for that, because you came into this so nervous, right? And now you're seeing friendship, man. Friendship changes everything.
Goblins crawling up my body.
Crawling up you. And you're able to connect with Dotty.
Ew, you smell.
And so, Dotty, you were able to catch with your great instinct, kind of snapped you back into the game out of that jelly roll. You are now in possession of the ball. What is it that you would like to do?
Does it go through the one hoop?
No, I'm going to say that where you ended the roll, you caught it. So, Wyn could easily get in position to send it back through the one hoop if you'd like, or you could go elsewhere.
I have a very important question.
Great, let's go.
How high are the hoops?
The hoops, that's a great question.
That is a great question.
The highest one, so they kind of, the one we're going to say is about like 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
And the 2s are, closer to 6 feet off of the ground. And then the 3 is more like 8 feet off the ground. Kind of, but like there's poles holding them. Like when we play professionally, things are,
Right. It's like Quidditch.
Yep, exactly.
Hoops. Okay. Because I was just wondering if I could yeet myself with the ball through a hoop.
Yes.
But
Bounce the
12
ball
feet feels...
and then yourself.
No, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bounce myself.
So the 1 is 5 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, you basically could just toss it up to me. I could get into position and dunk it.
Oh, okay. That's true. Okay. So I'm going to say that I rolled out of my crit roll and grabbed it and then just did a double bounce with myself because I have all the momentum. So my booty just boom, boom, and I am going to toss it through the number 1 hoop.
Okay, great. So go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. So I'm going to roll a... Let's see. I feel like it's strength because I'm trying to lift and stuff. I don't get any bonuses to it, but it says...
Do you even lift, Dotty?
I don't even lift.
We told you not to skip leg day, brah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to bounce my own body high enough to push this through because I don't think I can throw.
Day.
Yeah, don't skip tendril day. Okay, so oh no, yeah, this checks out. That's a 5 with fear.
Wait,
okay, so
can I help with a gust of wind?
I want to see what happens, so hell yeah.
Okay. So this is just my wild touch feature. I could perform harmless, subtle effects that involve nature at will. So as these goblins are crawling over me, I'm just going to try to block them out and send a gust of air that helps lift Dotty up off the ground.
Do you roll something for that? We need to see how on target. So I think...
I will, but
I think you're going to...
But if that's a help, so he could just roll the 6.
That's true. Okay, well,
if
so...
you spend the hope.
Yeah, if you spin the hope to add a D6. Yep, so spin the hope.
And that
roll
would
the D6.
Flavor around it.
D6.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's a 4.
And what was your roll, Dotty?
5.
Big 9.
Is there anything I can do because I'm standing right above it, though?
Well, the DC for the 1 hoop is 7.
Oh!
Hey-oh.
So it's like I double bounce and I think Holly sees that I just don't have enough air and pushes like a gust under my bottom and I just kind of...
Okay, so now I want you to roll, and again, I think for you, Wyn, it's going to be agility or finesse, unless you can make the case for it to be something else.
No, I think that. Well, maybe finesse this time.
Yeah, I would even accept knowledge because are you able to get at the right angle? How you want to play this?
Oh, okay.
I also have this ability called Path Forward.
Okay.
When I'm headed to a place that I've previously visited, or I carry an object that has been there before, I can identify the shortest, most direct path to the destination.
Dope. I mean, this.
I don't know.
I'll allow. That sounds great.
Something in there.
That sounds like a very rangered way to play Hammerball.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So, do you add something to that roll by using that?
No.
Okay. Just sprinkling some flavor in there, and I'm here for it.
Flavor.
Well, then here's what's going to happen. I want you to go ahead and make that. Did you decide you're going to do an agility roll?
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
so you do that agility roll, and I want for Dotty to roll a d6 because she's helping you.
Okay.
And I'm not making you spend a hope for it.
I'll need it.
You don't need it?
Oh.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Good, because I got a 7 with fear.
7 with fear. So here's what's going to happen. I have too many screens up very, very officially. So this was this was Puss. Oh, no, not Puss. Puss is going to kind of come over here to try and steal it. So I don't know if this is officially a Daggerheart thing, but I'm going to make it one. You did a 7. When I'm going to make this a contested roll for him to see if he can roll higher than you, he steals the ball.
Oh wow!
Even with the 6?
My help.
Yes.
Oh, so it was 13.
Yeah, because you rolled
Total?
with fear, so that's the
Oh.
Exactly. Okay. These goblins playing up against these much larger Wyn, like you're able to catch it, right? And keep it away from the goblin who only rolled an 11. Okay, so the goblins have been unsuccessful in getting the ball. I'm going to say that I spent a fear to do that, to kind of interrupt you guys.
Okay.
I wanted to interrupt you. And so now Wyn has possession of the ball. Oh, I do need to put a couple action tokens on my action tracker. And I'm going to say that you guys still have... Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to say I'm going to spend some more fear for this. So as this is going on, you're still going to maintain possession. Rorik is going to absolutely dress down Dimple. Just opening up to this barrage of like bad bully behavior, right? And so what's going to happen as a result of that is Dimple hears it. I'm going to say everybody but Hollie. Hollie's a little bit further off.
Okay.
Each of y'all are going to lose a hope, and I spent 2 fear to do that.
Wow.
He demoralized everybody within his range.
Oh, man.
So
What
now,
did they
like,
say?
even though they're not like getting it, like he just goes on about like, there's a reason we called you Pimple, right? Because we just expected you and your big dumb brain to pop, and like it's just going on. I know it's really sad.
So specific and horrible.
So it's like I said, it's bad bully behavior.
Everybody, I think we might have made the wrong decision.
Oh no.
So you still have possession, right? But you definitely all kind of like took a step back, even though they haven't actually gotten their hands on the ball yet. So with that,
All right.
back in, yes, Wyn.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
This is above. This is the game. This is the Daggerheart game question. So, the GM can use fear, and that fear can affect either the hope of players or add stress. Wow. So you can either remove hope or add stress. Okay, thank you.
That's cool.
Just checking.
That was a specific fear move called Demoralize, causing all within this distance to lose hope. So
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay.
Perfect
Okay.
ability for a bully.
yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right, Dimple's jumping in here.
Yeah.
She obviously is demoralized by that, but she's just gonna keep going, you know.
Got
To fear.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw a few things on this roll if
Great.
GM allows it here. Dimple is determined to get the ball through this 3-hoop.
Yep,
So
love it.
she's
So
gonna
far, by the
move
way, the ball is worth 3 points because we've taken it through a 2 and a 1.
2 and 1. Yeah. So you can move up to close, right? Without having to make a roll.
Yep.
So up to 30 feet, that should be good. I'm gonna move up to the goal, kind of below this 3-hoop, and as I kind of blow a raspberry at Rorik, and just book it towards the goal. And as I do, Wyn taught us a lot about this, and I think just knowing Dimple's nature, she found every freaking book she could about Hammerball, read everything she could about strategy, about sort of the layout of the pitch, everything she could find. So I think what I would like to do is, so whenever I make a knowledge roll to recall information, I have advantage.
Yes.
So I'm trying to do that. And then I also want to use my School of Knowledge ability Adept. And it says you may mark a stress instead of spending hope to use an experience on a roll.
Okay.
So I'd like to use books.
Yep.
And if I do this, if I mark stress instead of hope, then I double my experience modifier when I add it. So instead of a +2, it'll be a +4.
Whoa.
So that's my goal here, is to take all of my knowledge and just try and pull off this maneuver into the 3-point goal.
Hell yeah.
I'm about to say, yeah, and I want to pause here if anybody else wants to kind of seeing exactly what Dimple is doing and probably knowing like Dimple needs to make this shot.
Yeah.
Anything I can do.
Yeah. Can I tag team? Can we do that to help?
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I want to help in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I saw what Holly did with the gust of wind.
Yep.
So I'm going to pull out my whip. Ha-ha! And I'm going to use that to direct the airflow from the 1 hoop through the 3 hoop.
Okay.
Going to create a wind tunnel towards Dimple.
Okay.
So-
Gotcha. Love it.
Oh, wait, no, I only have 2 hope. I don't have 3 hope to spend.
You know what? But you did such good flavoring, so I'm going to let that be your help and ally if you want to spend 1
I'll
point
spend
on that.
1. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And I'm gonna let help here stack if there is anything that Holly and Wyn would like to do and make the case for. I'm open to hear about it.
I have this is just flavor, but Wyn has got an experience called RESPECT.
Oh.
Find out.
They are extremely calm at all, but where Wyn came from, they were sort of a serving class, and so they had to kind of learn to be very, subservient and quiet and stuff. But they still would never allow anyone to disrespect them or friends.
Yep.
So it's like the only time really that Wyn loses their cool. And then it gives them kind of just a +1 of something. Mm-hmm. So if that's the flavor that I can add to help, I would love to do.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what I do. Maybe I could roll
here's what I think.
I don't know what to do.
I think we're going to take, because you're using your experience, we're going to add that +1. So Dimple, mark that down that you're kind of getting bolstered, okay?
Okay.
And then Holly, anything?
Well, I'm assuming that the goblins are all rushing at Dimple now.
That's a great assumption. Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what they're doing.
So, and the 2 that were on me are have abandoned me and are running.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is put my hand on the earth and cast Unleash Chaos. And the whole Hammerball pitch is just going to ripple out underneath their feet and just send them flying, hopefully away. And not. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say you're adding. What is it that you were giving Dotty? Did we already add what are you rolling a d6?
I'm rolling just a regular help.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. And help, multiple people can help, but it's like rolling with advantage, right? You just
choose the highest. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. You're gonna add the +1 from Wyn. And I want Holly and Dotty to each roll a d6, and we're gonna take the higher roll.
Okay.
And then I want you to roll your attack, Dimple, with all of the extra bonuses and goodies.
All right.
And see if you could get it. And you were specifically aiming for the 3 hoop.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna take the 5s. So
since it's so high, I also can, with prestidigitation, this is where I'm gonna use some of the magic.
Mm-hmm.
I can float something small, so I'm gonna kind of use the motion of the whip and kind of like try and boost it up just through the hoop.
Perfect. All right. So you were getting 5, I believe was what I saw. Dotty rolled. Holly got a 2. So we'll take the 5.
All right. So we're taking the 5.
Yep.
So I add +2 for knowledge.
Yep.
+4 for books.
Yep.
+1 from Wyn.
Yep.
And then +5. So that brings us to 12. So I'm adding 12 to this roll.
Wow.
By the way, I just want to say before all the rules lawyers come at me that I'm sure that you can't take one player's experience and apply it to another, but we're following the fiction here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, so we're doing it.
Yes.
That's fucking teamwork. All
Let's see if
right.
Dimple can pull it off.
You got this. You got this so hard.
Hey! Okay. It was with hope. And the
Amazing.
total on the dice is 16. So that's a 28.
Dang.
Right.
Come
The
on.
DC for this, it's pretty freaking beefy,
Wow.
but you crushed it. And so, yeah, you kind of catch all of the sweet, sweet air coming through you. And here's what happens, though, friends. Right as Hollie unleashes that chaos, causing the ripple, the ground begins to quake. And about 50 feet off, you see the earth begin to melt inwards, sucking in trees, all kinds of wildlife. Birds go flying.
What did I do?
Hollie, you've really leveled up.
The goblins are not messing around. They go running the second that kind of like the tremors start. And there is a bit of a pause between, right? But as you watch this abyss just begin to chew away at the earth ahead of you, you hear a single woman's voice kind of pierce the silence that follows, calling out for help. So I'm going to move us to a different scene. So you guys can kind of get a view here of what we're working
how
with.
cool that was. Holy crap!
You crushed it, Dimple.
Absolutely crushed it.
Amazing.
Absolutely crushed Hammerball.
Just straight into a hole.
I would like to give some props to Seth for the Hammerball rules. Had come up with that
beautiful
from a
rules.
different one shot and adapted for Daggerheart.
I would play that game. Yeah, I'd play that game.
I took a gamble throwing a sports ball situation, y'all, and you all answered the call beautifully. So this, as I mentioned, this is about 50, 75 feet, kind of towards the tree line, and so from it takes a minute to rumble, and then the dust begins to settle, and you can very clearly see.
Okay, nobody move. I gotta check it out. Can I use I'm gonna use my always connected because I want to speak through the hive mind of mycelial network.
Ooh.
And so I take out my stick and I just sort of I run to this is frickin' the Verdant Valley. There's mushrooms everywhere, right? Okay, I run over to a little cluster, maybe up next to a tree. I take out my stick and I tap the ground around it until I find the best spot, and then I shove my stick into the ground, and then I connect into the hive mind. And so I'm also going to use I'm going to spend my last hope that I have to use my experience, tap that, and I'm going to see if I can get any information about what just happened in the ground through the network.
So when this network, is it just kind of like this network of whispers through, Okay. So you begin to hear
I do have to roll though, I think.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, I have to roll to see what information I get. So it's an instinct roll, and I'm going to add... So before you tell me too much, because I might fail, I'm going to add my instinct and my tap that.
You got this.
Before you even roll, I'm going to say you immediately start to hear the following. Starfell, 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 trapped, 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 trapped. And just, hundreds of voices adding to this. So the two words you're picking out, immediately as soon as you are Starfell and trapped.
Okay, I think... So I rolled with fear,
Okay.
For a total of 15. And I think the reason that I roll with fear is because that's unusual. Normally, when I tap into the network, it's like very chaotic. It's like when you're scanning the radio and you just sort of scroll in until you find what you want and narrow in, and then I pick up on something. For the whole network to just be saying the same thing is scary. So I pull my stick back out and I look to the rest of the group and I go, oh, fuck.
And before you do, as you're kind of disconnecting out of fear, the other phrase that you hear begin to be repeated over and over again is the High Oracle, the High Oracle, the High Oracle, the High Oracle.
Okay, so I run over and I'm like, I start flushing a little bit, like my tan mushroom skin is a little pink. Like, guys, someone is trapped in Starfell, and the Oracle is high. We have to help.
Oracle's high.
Wait, what? What did they say specifically?
Okay, so first of all, when I tap into the network, usually it's chaotic. This time, the messaging was very clear. Starfell trapped the High Oracle.
Okay.
Can I see if I can recall any information about if any of that rings a bell?
You absolutely can.
Let's go.
So that'll be a knowledge roll. Holly, did you have something you also wanted to be doing?
Ooh, me?
I thought yeah, Holly, yeah.
Oh, no, I was just responding to what Dotty said.
And okay, so if I make this roll to recall information, it's with advantage. If the roll is about the magical nature of a creature or enchantment, the advantage die for your roll is 1d8. Ooh. So normally it's a d6. Okay. What would apply in this situation?
I will go ahead and say yes. Go ahead and roll that d8.
Okay. All right, here we go. Also, I forgot to roll with advantage on that shot.
You didn't need it.
I forgot to add my d6.
You didn't need it.
Okay. That is going to be... Wow, I got an 8 on the d8. So it's a 22.
Dang.
With fear.
You know, so take... so I take that fear. I always want to tell y'all to take fear. I take fear.
I think I've only rolled.
It's terrifying what you've just learned. You know that as soon as Dotty says something about the Oracle who is high, you know exactly what it means. The High Oracle. The High Oracle is a member of the Seat of Selene, which is the kind of governing body of the land of Moonfall. So this would be a person in a position of power. And the reason that you know this, Dimple, is because the person currently holding this position is an incredibly well-known, well-loved, and respected sea elf from the town of Looming, which is actually the closest city to where you're from in the Sandglades. It's on the Looming. In fact, I'll just pull up the map real quick and show y'all. Looming is on the mainland coast of Moonfall. Over here.
Yes.
Oh, let me...
Looming.
Named such because of the way that the kind of like iridescent bioluminescence and sand glow in the moonlight here off the coast.
Oh, cool.
So she is kind of the hometown hero. Her name is Lyra Thistledown, and everybody knows and loves Lyra.
Lyra Thistledown.
Okay.
And she is currently the High Oracle.
Is her position
on the Seat of Selene.
On the Seat of Selene. Which the capital city, as you can guys see on this map, is in Selspire, up in the northern part.
Okay.
And even our newcomers to Moonfall would know about Selspire, would know about the Seat of Selene, would know about this, the names would stick out to you.
Sure.
Good.
Okay, that's someone real important. And a good friend. Not really, but I wish. We got to do something about that because, I don't know, sounds bad, right?
A voice rises up.
It does.
Help! Is anyone up there? Hello? Sounds very much in distress coming from the area of the sinkhole.
Oh, I forgot there was a lady over there.
Yeah, I'll rush up to the edge and see what I can.
I'm waddling behind Holly.
Okay.
Definitely reach the opening.
Okay, so peering down into the sinkhole, you see catacombs. You see what appears to be kind of a lost temple kind of a vibe.
Whoa.
And I'm going to say with that excellent knowledge roll that you've already given me, Dimple, and also being again from this place, you would suddenly, like, it hits you. You know exactly what this is. It's long fabled, but nobody you know has ever actually seen it. It's kind of a myth of the land. It's called the Starfell Sanctum.
Starfell Sanctum.
Starfell Sanctum.
It's believed to be kind of the birthplace of the land's relationship with the goddess Selene, the goddess of the moon who kind of rules over this land. This is where she made her connection with the world of Sigea.
Wow, this is some serious stuff, y'all.
And so you continue to hear the voice calling out for help, kind of seeming to get a little bit, oh God, it didn't work. Like it kind of mumbling, but you don't see anything other than, in fact, I can show you another kind of view as you all peer down into here. You're going to have to crawl down.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm gonna call out. Hello.
Hello? Is someone there? Hello?
Are you hurt?
Yes. I'm hurt and I'm trapped and I need some help.
Okay, just don't move.
I can't.
Okay.
Rope. I think we need some rope.
Rope, right.
Yeah, so describe to me, party, how you would like to make your way down into...
I've got rope.
Can I tell exactly how deep the sinkhole is?
It's dark.
Farther than 50 feet.
Yes.
Rope,
I would say somewhere in the, like, at a glance, as a ranger, you would probably eyeball that in around the 75 feet to the ground. So it's quite a drop. It's dark, but you can see, like, it must be some kind of mage light. There are like artificial, magical, in essence, you can see kind of the outlines of these beautiful kind of crystalline statues. So you could, it's dim, and the longer you kind of peer down, the more shapes, but you're still not able to, you don't see a person yet, but you can kind of hear her, are you coming? Are you there? Continuing to call up.
Is this Lyra?
Yes! How did you know?
I'm pretty smart. I guess.
Wow, you really are smart.
You really are.
I just read about you one time. Well, more than once, but... Anyways, we're trying to get down there.
Hold still.
Thank you. And like kind of a hope returns to her voice once more.
She gets a hope.
She gets to mark a hope on her character sheet.
Okay.
So sorry if it's rude to call you Lyra and not the High Oracle. That's my bad.
I'll answer to anything at this point, darling. Just if somebody could help me, please.
Wow, she's a little impatient. I guess I get it. She fell in a hole.
I mean, if I fell in a hole, I'd want some help too.
You don't get the sense that you don't get the
Yeah.
sense that she fell in this hole.
Okay.
Okay.
I do have 50
in the
feet
pit.
of rope as well.
I also, so could we tie 2 50 feet together?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Throw it down and start a climbing.
We could probably tie it around one of these goalposts.
They're like
A little far.
Yeah, this all happened like 60 feet away, and then the drop is 75 feet below that.
Okay.
But there are this is a sinkhole. There are like huge trees, like in root systems and stuff like that you could easily So I will say, like, whoever wants to, make me an instinct roll to kind of find the beefiest root system.
Oh,
I'll do
Holly's
that.
got that for sure.
Come on, you guys. That's going to be a 20 with fear.
Okay. You guys keep giving me fear. I have a
know.
very full fear bowl over here.
I have a very
Oh, the wrong
empty
thing.
hope chest.
Wait, 22. Sorry, 22.
Okay. All right. And then, but you are able to find something, but now, like, as she's, you're a little worried that she's getting impatient, right? I want you to mark a stress, like, cause you made that joke but then, like, you realize, like, this is dire, somebody's in need. And so you're getting a little stressed out, but you are able to still, even with that, tie off the rope, feels very secure. Will the whole party be climbing down the rope?
I think we should all go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wyn,
Maybe
I feel like you're
maybe the
just our
smaller
natural-
creatures go first, and then I'll, just in case something happens, I'll go last.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever you say, because you're freaking expert.
Yeah.
You're the freaking expert.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said it twice.
You could say it again if you
Maybe
want.
I'll go first, and then
That'd be great.
the little ones, and then you, Wyn. That way, if they fall,
Perfect.
maybe I could catch them. I don't know.
I mean, if I fall, it's not that bad. I just sort of usually bounce, but I'd rather not fall, though.
Right. Yeah.
75 feet seems like a lot.
It does.
Okay, everybody.
All right, you're
Agility
making either
rolls?
agility, strength, or finesse. I will. Or actually, no, we'll say agility or strength.
Agility or strength? I'm doing agility. Do I have to justify that?
Nope.
Oh, it's bad.
Okay.
Oh boy. It's a 6 with hope.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It's good I went first and didn't follow you
Yeah,
guys.
it is good that you went first, and so you are going to.
Oh boy.
You're going to fall about, like, you're going to kind of make it all the way down, but then that kind of like stress catches up with you at the very bottom. You're going to fall off of the rope at about like 12 to 15 feet. Here's how we're going to resolve this. I'm basically going to make it the ground have an attack on you. We'll see how it matches with your, evasion, if you will.
Is there a falling mechanic yet in Daggerheart?
That I don't know, so I'm going to make one up on the spot, okay?
Great, okay.
So I'm going to guess that a 17 beats your evasion.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to roll some damage to find out just how badly you are hurt at the bottom. And it's some damage. I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead and say, okay, but I didn't roll great. So I rolled 13.
13 is major. That's major
Okay.
damage.
So unless you'd like to spend any armor slots or otherwise, you're going to be marking some damage.
I'm going to say this isn't combat. I'm going to say that I wouldn't even. It would just be
Right.
happening too fast.
Yeah, it would just be happening. Yep.
Yeah. So that's 2 hit points.
Okay.
I hear that happen, and I'm like, not my buddy. And I'm gonna spend a stress point to go into a beast form.
Okay.
Oh my.
I choose a
So
mouse.
you take a stress in that situation, right? Yeah.
So I choose a mouse because I mean, have you had cheese?
Yeah.
Not as a mouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not as good as when you're a mouse.
Yeah.
Because for everything revolves around food for Dotty. So
Yeah.
I flip into a tiny little mouse and I like nimbly bimbly try, like, I don't even go for the rope. I just like bounce through the roots and stuff, kind of like a little field mouse does.
Yep.
And I try to hop down to Holly as fast as possible.
Perfect. So go ahead and make
Amazing.
that agility roll for me in your mouse form.
Let's see. Alright, wait, how does this work? This is the first time I'm using this. Okay. Your movement is silent, and you may spend hope to get anywhere within far range without needing to make a check. It'd be great if I had some hope.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here we go. It's just a +1 agility, I guess. Okay, so that is with fear, because I'm scared that Holly got hurt.
Fear is
I need to
piling up.
switch my hope and my fear die, because I'm just rolling with a lot of fear. But it makes sense. I'm scared for my buddy.
Yep.
But total, it is a 8 and 4 is 12 plus 1, 13.
Okay. That is enough for you to safely scatter down, checking on Holly below.
Okay.
All right. Who is next?
I'll fly down.
Okay. Are you going down just using the rope?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make that agility or strength.
Both of them are +0. So
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Hey, that's a 15 with hope.
Nice. All right. So take that hope,
Nice.
and you guys don't even recognize Dimple for a minute. You're like, who is that goblin?
Who is that goblin?
Who is that goblin?
Who's that?
I meant to mention earlier too my strange patterns, the wizard thing. I'm leaving that number at 9.
Okay.
Or that number is 9. So whenever I roll a 9, I either gain a hope or clear a stress.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. So
I have
you
not
were
rolled a 9 yet.
you were able to make it down there and finally win. How will you be descending?
Wyn rolled a wow. Well, 18, but with fear.
Okay, guys,
No.
stop it.
I know.
I'm
I'm
so
curious.
afraid.
I'm curious
TPK.
to see what happens with this.
Right off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah. I will say that though you were able to very kind of like deftly, because you're the last one, you're also the heaviest one.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is at the kind of the very bottom, it lurches and like you kind of lose your grip. You don't take any damage, but you are going to mark a stress for that rolling with fear. Like, you know, you're just like when you start to fall in, your heart just absolutely goes into your tiptoes. That's kind of the feeling.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah.
But you have all successfully made it down into the bottom of the Starfell Sanctum, and you were able to easily follow Lyra's voice. She is kind of under this. Once again, too many windows. She is kind of it's coming from over here in this area.
Okay.
And hello. Oh my God. And as you kind of begin to like push away the rubble caused, you see a beautiful elven woman. You recognize her absolutely immediately, Dimple. And the rest of you, honestly, you've probably seen her portraits in various places. This is who you see, but she is badly beaten, like within an inch of her life. I mean, just like swollen lips. She can barely see out of one of her eyes, and she is bound and tied up to a statue.
Ooh.
So she didn't fall down here. She was placed down here. So
Okay.
Artie, what do you do?
Whoa.
Oh, Holly slowly gets up. I think I tore my cloak. Oh my gosh.
Here, I'll pat Holly real quick and cast a spell on them.
Okay.
Just for future, it's Teva's armor. So one of the pages, a different page on my staff, glows for a bit, and I'm going to spend a hope to give Holly plus 1d6, just for future. Plus 1d6 to their armor score the next time they spend an armor slot.
Oh, wow.
So that's a 4.
Nice.
So your armor is buffed by 4 for the next time you spend
Nice.
it. And that
Nice.
just lasts.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
You look kind of rough.
Thanks. I feel rough. She looks really rough.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to her and immediately try to undo ropes and try to make her more comfortable. If she needs water, I take out my flask and
Thank you. And you are, like, I'm assuming you all kind of, like, pile in and help.
Yeah.
I won't make you guys roll for untying knots and shredding rope.
Yeah.
She is
rolled with
weak.
fear.
And she kind of, like, she was bound, and you can see where, like, a gag has been, like, basically chewed through. Sheer force of will is how she was ultimately able to. And so it's kind of, like, hanging in pieces around her neck, and she kind of slumps down to the ground. She had been held standing and bound. And so she kind of like slumps down. Thank you. My bag. And she kind of like motions. You can kind of see a satchel, probably about 20 feet away, scattered with like all of its remnants. And you see a couple of potion bottles, if anybody would be kind enough to bring that over to her.
You see a field mouse pop out from the bag looking for cheese.
I do not know that there is cheese in there, but there are kind of road hardy snacks.
I am
And the
eating
Parmesan
them.
crisps.
Yeah, we've got wisps and trail mix are absolutely
Parmesan flavored pemmican.
Yeah, so
Parmesanican. Yeah.
Parmesanican, the little field mouse pops out with a Parmesanican in their mouth, and then here's the instructions to bring over the satchel. And so I pop back into Dotty form and grab everything and bring it over.
And so she's able to. She does have some health potions, a stamina potion that thankfully are not. Yeah, so she's able to kind of drink those, and she kind of gives the 1 minute. I'll be right with you, friends. May I ask your names, my rescuers? Thank you. My name is Lyra. You may call me Lyra. Who are you?
Well, we all know who you are, High Oracle.
Thanks, Lyra. It's fine.
It's an honor to meet you. My name is Wyn.
Hi, I'm Dimple. My parents named me Dimple because of this flower that they love.
The dimple bloom.
Yeah.
Very familiar. You are.
Goes into the entire story.
You are as lovely as the bloom, Dimple. Thank you.
That's Dotty.
Hi,
I'm
your
Hollie.
cheese is good.
I'm happy to share.
Tell us what happened.
Yes, thank you. Friends, there are some happenings in the province of Moonfall. A group of renegades known as the Veiled Threat threatens our lands.
Oh,
Threat.
aptly named.
Yeah.
A few days ago, I was imprisoned down here by one of their leaders. Very bad man by the name of Darius Grimshaw.
Darius. Grimshaw.
Darius is...
Have any of us heard? Darius Grimshaw.
I'm gonna let Dotty.
Oh,
I'm gonna let you roll knowledge to see if you've heard of the Veiled Threat or Darius Grimshaw through your listening in.
oh, so can I use tap that?
I think you can use Tap That.
Wait, I don't have any hope to spend.
Oh, beanie weenies.
I'm all hopped up on cheese and I'm a little dumb, so who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I rolled
Thank
with
you.
fear.
Oh my God, you guys! This is getting out of
Fearful
hand.
bunch.
Yeah.
All right.
Fearful
Did you
bunch.
switch your dice?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I've been using my little mushroom dice as well.
But what did you roll?
Total, it was a 7.
Okay, so you have
No,
not.
It was a 6.
Okay.
'cause I have a minus one.
Yeah, you unfortunately have not heard of this. And so she begins to kind of tell you the story. Darius and the Veiled Threat are, well, they're trying to snatch up priceless artifacts throughout the land. Artifacts that bind us to the favor of Selene. If they were at all successful in breaching all of these artifacts, well, they'll be able to control a lot of chaos. And so the High Seat of Selene, of course, is doing everything that we can to stop them. One of the most important artifacts that Darius himself is after is called Selene's Tear.
Oh.
Okay.
Friends, I fear that there is a double agent within the Seat of Selene, as no one but my fellow officials knew that I was on this mission. I chose to travel alone, and I'm regretting that now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He trapped me down here, and is off in search of it. And you can kind of like see some wheels turning in her head. Friends, I know we've only met, and I hate to put so much on you, but the more I think about it, the more I wonder if maybe hiring an unknown transport group to ensure the safety of this priceless religious artifact might be the smartest thing that our council could consider at this time. Is there any chance you brave folks would be willing to assist?
Us?
To transport an
I'm already
artifact?
smuggling
like
stolen
the
goods, so
You are.
What did you say? What did you say?
I don't think I.
Oh yeah. So about that, I swear I didn't tell anybody.
I think I
Dimple.
just did.
I thought you said
did.
snuggling.
Snuggling.
Goods.
That's what I was saying. yeah.
Snuggling stolen goods.
I'm going to ignore that for the time being, and we'll circle back to that later, darling. And she
It
kind of
means
gives
We
you
we're
don't have
great at
to.
it.
We don't have to.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Wyn steps forward, and we would be honored to help in any way we can.
And she kind of smiles and nods at you and looks to the rest of the group.
Whatever Wyn says.
Yeah. Wyn's our leader.
Wyn's
Wyn's
our
our
leader.
leader.
Also, just let me know if you need some counterintelligence. I can try to tap into the network every now and then.
You also use the mycelial network.
Yeah.
Interesting. You can see her kind of like tuck that back in her memory bank. Well, the last thing.
With the smuggled.
Yeah,
With the smuggled
yeah,
comment.
with the smuggle. Yeah, she's taking notes for later, but right now she is kind of focused on. So Celine's tier. Darius is after it. If it falls into the wrong hands, either Darius or anybody of the veiled threat, it could be the end of Moonfall. The last thing I was able to do before Darius imprisoned me was fool him into an errand to Daggerheart, where he believes Celine's tear is currently hiding in the sanctuary of the Celestial Veil. But it is not there.
Where is it?
She gets up and she begins to walk into the next room. Do you all follow?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if she's trusting us
I
this easily, I'm her best bud. Ready to go.
Here's the thing. Only the members of the Seat of Selene know the possible holding places for Celine's tear. So really, it's only a matter of time before all of our sites are looted by Darius and his bunch. And you can see there is this beautiful statue within this room. And it's kind of... There's this, kind of like aura around it. But Celine's tear will only present itself to those it feels worthy. And I have a strange feeling about you. And she's going to kind of like lead you guys in a circle around the pedestal where the statue is sitting. It's a statue of Selene. You all recognize it. It's, same kind of standard issue statue that they have in all the halls and towns. Mm-hmm. You're going to clasp hands, and Lyra is going to invite you to share a memory or an experience as kind of an offering to Selene in this moment. To kind of prove, it can be anything. And by the way, this is not being taken from you. It is your memory, your experience to keep. Nothing nefarious happening here. You get the sense from Lyra that, she's trying to kind of present a calm, cool edge. She is terrified. She is operating on borrowed time. She had kind of explained as y'all were helping her get cleaned up that, she waited until she felt Darius was maybe a couple of days away, that she's been trapped down here. Daggerheart is about 2 days close to travel one way. She also explained to you, this is something important for y'all to know, that certain magics aren't working as they should. The council's not able to as easily communicate with each other across far distances. Transportation magic is not working. as it normally does. So there is this kind of like palpable fear rising, and Lyra's kind of friendly faces showed up down here. Also, she's the High Oracle. She can read people. So
Sure.
she probably has a pretty good sense about a group as she meets them. So she leads you around this statue. She asks that you join hands and begin to focus, on one of your favorite memories or experiences that you could share with her, and one by one, share these aloud. Will you do her the honors of doing this?
A favorite memory?
Okay, if no one else is brave enough to go, I shall. Are we? And I think as we're all holding hands, like Dotty, like kind of opens up one eye and looks over at Lyra. Goes, do we have to say it out loud, or do we just think it in our hearts, real
Yes.
big?
Yes, darling. Go ahead and say it out loud.
Okay. So it's a little embarrassing. But, my little family, my little village, we didn't really meet anybody else other than each other. You see, we've been under the assumption that we had to be in hiding. So for centuries, we've just sort of hid and not really talked to anybody because we have to stay safe, right? We have to be very safe and quiet. And always just keep it chill. Keep it on the down low. That's what Mom was always saying. Just like, Dotty, be chill. Why are you always, trying to, do stuff? Just, you have to stay inside. I didn't like that. And I like to explore. These are my woods, too. And I like to meet all the animals and just to run around in the forest and stuff. But I'd never met anybody before who wasn't a fungril and wasn't an animal. And, when I met Hollie for the first time, Hollie was the first person that was my best friend. And so my favorite memory was not even the first day that we met, because that was a little scary, if I'm honest. It was a little scary. My favorite memory was when I finally convinced Hollie to come home to the village with me. And we show up at the gates, and of course everybody went into lockdown because there's this big giant thing coming at us, right? But then some of the people that were manning the fairy house gates saw that I was there too, and they opened their doors, and all I had to say was Hollie's my best friend. And they let Hollie in, and then Hollie never left. And that was my favorite day.
That is an excellent memory. Thank you for sharing, little one. Who's next?
I'll go. Do I have to close my eyes for this?
Find what feels good.
Okay. I'm going to envision this moment because it is special to me. I feel like when I meet people, I tell them about my name a little too much, maybe, but that's because it means a lot to me. Because my parents, I think, named me after something that is very hard to find and has, some, they've always said that these flowers, the dimple blooms, are wildly clever, incredibly resilient, and wonderfully beautiful, and that's why they named me Dimple. And they also said, the nature of these flowers, not everybody knows this, they're unique to the sand glades, and they grow in these sort of dimples in the sand, so they kind of surprise you. You kind of are just walking along the sand, and they're kind of hidden in these small little craters, little alcoves in the sand, and that's kind of the environment they have to be in to grow. And then all of a sudden, you just stumble upon a dimple bloom, this beautiful kind of purple and lovely flower. And they always said, kind of like stumbling upon a dimple bloom, I was the surprise that they didn't know they needed. So, my favorite memory, I think, because I'm still making them, but I think my favorite memory is when I was kind of going on a picnic with my family and we stumbled upon one. It was the first one I ever saw, and it was just a very special moment.
Beautiful, Dimple. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, not many people may know that Firbolgs don't really have much use for names. I didn't really have one growing up, and where I'm from, as a servant, our masters didn't really need to use a name. But my parents knew about me that every single night where the moon was full, I would sit outside on our little porch, and we had this big, beautiful rocking chair that I used to love to sit with my mother and father, and but I would sit alone in the full moon and just watch that moon for hours. When it was time for me to come and make my own way, my parents knew that I needed a name. Winrieth was easy because it belonged to one of the kindest masters that we had. But last names are more difficult, and so my father thought that Moondreamer would be a good name for me. One of my favorite moments was reaching this beautiful part of the world, Moonfall, where I crested a mountain, and for the first time, as you well know, the moon is almost always there for you, always full, and I just happened to be arriving at a time where the moon was in its fullest glory, and I stood on that rock, and I felt connected to my mother and father so far away, and this new place that instantly felt like home, and it has been. That is my favorite memory so far.
She squeezes your hand. She's standing in the circle next to you and whispers, Selene sees you, and so do I, child. And then she looks to Hollie.
And Hollie is holding her other hand. And, Hollie's hand is made up of wooden... they're not quite carved. It's almost like they're grown, but there's, joints and plates that kind of interlock. And in between them is this mycelial kind of fiber. And the fibers kind of grow up out of the wrist and in between these joints and wrap around Kira's hand. And they close on it. And as this happens, the tendrils kind of glow softly with this phosphorescent glow. And this is who I was before I found my family now. When Lyra looks down, they see that that Hollie's hand no longer looks wooden, but looks human, as it looks like a flesh, regular human hand. And they look up and they see their face as it once was. I don't have many memories from before, but I do know that once upon a time, this was me. I think there were times before now, and I'm only showing you this to say that when this happened, and they immediately turned back to their visage. I woke in the woods, and I didn't know where I was, and I didn't know where to go, and I wandered around, scared, terrified, and maybe it's not a happy memory, but it's a very strong one. When I stumbled into Dottie's home, and after I don't know how long wandering around the wilderness, I can't express the depths of aloneness I was thrust into. I had lost the family I thought I knew, and I ended up in the embrace of people who accepted me for who I am, and then they showed me to these people. They led me to these people who made me feel safe again. And so, like I said, it may not be a happy memory, but it is a strong one of finding acceptance.
She looks at you with this deep, searching wisdom of thousands of seasons, and simply says, "You are right where you need to be." And as this moment between all of you comes to a close, immediately it goes pitch black in the room. You can't see anything. You hear a rumbling from below. You hear objects in other parts of the sanctum begin to crash and fall. I'm spending some of all of this fear that y'all gave me. Each of you mark a stress, because it's a solid, very long minute goes by, and you all begin to wonder if you did it wrong.
Yeah. Like we trusted the wrong person even.
Yeah. And Lyra goes silent, drops Hollie and Wyn's hands.
Wyn definitely reaches for a short bow.
Okay. And right about the time that you do, slowly a blue light begins to come back up. And in the place where the statue once was is the color is the first thing that takes you completely. You were, with a name like Selene's Tear, I think you were probably expecting a blue, a silver, maybe an onyx. And it's almost this peach. It's a very large, it looks kind of like some kind of like a sandstone, maybe a quartz. And Lyra nods approvingly at all of you. Well done.
The statue itself has turned sort of a peach color?
The statue is gone. And it, like a pedestal has risen. And you get that maybe was what the rumble was, is it descending and the tear ascending.
Oh.
And so a pedestal with this kind of peach sparkling stone. And she doesn't make a move for it. She kind of looks to each of you as if to say, it's okay, go ahead and take it.
Magic is so freaking cool.
Oh, is that it? I was expecting like a little bottle with a tear in it. I was taking it way too literally.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It is said to be, and I will say that I'll give away this for free as inhabitants of Moonfall. And you've heard of Selene's Tear. You've obviously never seen it, but it is said to be a piece of the moon itself. In fact, there are rumors that is how Lake Dwanil, as the locals call it, Starfell Lake, was made by a piece of the moon plummeting to Earth. And so it is imbued with some very ancient, very deep magic and linked closely to Selene.
Well, I gotta say, first of all, I'm very disappointed that this is how I find out that the moon is not made of cheese. But I do think, now, Wyn, you are our fearless leader. However, as we have learned, Dimple is very good at carrying stolen objects. And I think that, Dimple, you should be the mule.
Oh.
I was going to say the same.
I was thinking Hollie should take it because that was really sad what they said.
I was going to say the same.
But I can take it. Sorry, Hollie. I mean, I know part of your story, but I guess I should say I'm just really happy that you found your way to us.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little sad that your bestest memory wasn't maybe the time we were licking toads. That was fun. I didn't think of that, though, when I sold mine either, but...
Well, I can't taste a toad, though.
No, but it still worked a little bit. But if you want to carry the rock, you can carry the rock.
I can carry the rock.
I don't care. I mean, I guess, Hollie, you decide.
Do you think you could, absorb it into your belly mush?
Oh, that'd be thick.
Yeah, so they take, and they have clothes, right? So they unbutton their shirt, and their chest plates kind of, and there's, tendrils and stuff, and the tendrils reach out, and they place it, and they pull it in. Chest plates.
Just Iron Man that shit.
Yeah.
Love it.
Button it back up.
And now,
It's safe now.
Now, friends, to decide where exactly you will be taking it. Typically speaking, the tier resides. It kind of rotates to prevent exactly this sort of thing from happening between here in the Starfell Sanctum, in the Sanctuary of the Celestial Vale in Daggerheart, and in the Cathedral of the Crystal Dawn in Selspire. I might recommend we think of temporarily relocating it to somewhere else. Do any of you have any ideas?
Well, I got 2 ideas.
Okay.
First one is, What's-His-Butt was going to Daggerheart's Keep, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what if we go there too, wait for him to leave, and then put it there? He'd never expect it, because he'd already lived there, right? Or we could... No, Mom would be really mad. I was gonna say we could take it back to the village, because we're really good at hiding shit. I mean, we hid ourselves for 300, 400, I don't know, a lot of years. But I know, you know what, that's gonna be a bad idea. I'm gonna say no to that.
Well, and it can't leave. It can't leave Moonfall. That is how this land. It must stay within the boundaries of Moonfall.
So
We could throw it in the middle of the lake.
Oh, yeah.
No one will ever get it.
Preferably a holy site.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Within
I'll keep
Moonfall,
thinking.
it is a-
It doesn't need to be anywhere at any specific time. It just needs to not fall into.
The wrong hands. We'll
Okay.
once decided where it will go, we'll work together to make sure that there is a rendezvous point and some manner of protection once it gets there. You are only responsible for the transport.
I mean, we can't protect it forever. We're just transporting it. Shouldn't it be in Selspire?
My only worry is that if Darius knew to track me and knew that I was off to get it, and the original plan was for me to get it and bring it to Selspire. So I
The
won't.
mole, remember?
Yeah.
Right.
Somebody
Does
who
that
might...
leave
Her
Lumen?
glance meets you, Dimple.
Hello? Yes?
I'm certainly open to what you all think is best and where you all feel like traveling to with it, but there's the Moonfield Tides, and you would know that this is a small chapel on the beach of Lumen.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that's, I think that's a holy site, right? I'm not a very holy person.
But if there's somewhere else within Moonfall that, we could, I'm fairly familiar.
Ooh. Okay, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And I've probably read something about it, but are there holy sites on Luna, and is Luna considered part of Moonfall? Could it stay?
Luna is part of Moonfall.
Is there any fear that this Grimsaw dude will, sniff that one out?
So on Luna, there is the Zephyr Cove would be the holy site there.
Mm.
I mean, honestly, Lumen's closer, so that's easier for us to get to. Luna, obviously, it's farther, but harder to get to then, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like on the other side. So I know I have a lot of brains, and that was very well spoken. So those are my thoughts.
Ultimately, we don't have to decide right now if you would like to begin moving in that direction. Maybe it's better that I don't know everything.
Oh.
That's right. What if you're the mole?
Well, I don't think I'm the mole, but I've been compromised once. And I do have a sense that you and I, little one, may be able to communicate via means not considered by Darius.
That's amazing. I'm going to call you like every day to check in, give you updates, and do some counterintelligence too. I'm good at my job.
Moondreamer.
Hi, Oracle. How dangerous is this Darius Grimshaw?
Very. He could potentially kill you quite handily. We'll do everything that we can, of course. I think my wheels turning. When I get back to Sailspire, we may send other groups out as kind of decoys. As I mentioned, the reason I even thought to ask you in the first place is, no offense. Nobody really knows
who
you.
we are.
But
beyond helping you, my main goal is to keep my friends safe. So if you have a place that you find perhaps the most straightforward for the tier, be it Lumen, Luna, or even Sailspire, I would take that advice as well.
first of all, may I say that I will never forget that you personally have rescued me, and I will see to it that you are properly and handsomely paid back, not only for saving my life, but the great service you are offering to do. This is not a volunteer opportunity I'm asking of you, if that was ever unclear. I find it... I don't like to use the word ironic, and I don't believe in coincidences, that I've met someone from so close to my hometown this day. Which makes me feel like maybe Selena herself is pointing us towards Lumen. And sometimes the simplest and most straightforward path is in fact the right one.
Feels like wisdom.
Sometimes words do.
I've never been to the beach before.
Really?
Yeah, we gotta go.
What?
Yeah.
I like it.
I basically have lived on the beach my whole life.
Well, you gotta show me all the
wild
cool
to me.
stuff.
Okay, sounds good. Deal.
I will do everything we can to keep you safe, to keep you hidden. But of course, these are not just Darius, but the rest of the Veiled Threat. Now that the artifact has been liberated from its protections, there is potential it could be tracked. Move quickly, move stealthily, do not linger. And I will be in touch with a rendezvous point around Moonfield Tides.
We will not fail you.
Maybe.
Sick. We got a mission.
Let's go.
How do we get out of here? Also, how do we get out?
Yes, now that she is unbound, has regained some of her stamina and her hit points, she, as a very powerful sorcerer, though she has mentioned there are some issues with transportation, communications, and otherwise, is able to, using the energy and influence of her power, construct some stairs that will carry you up and out of the sinkhole.
Great.
Cool.
I grab our ropes along the way, and then, take the easy route.
I wish that I had more to give you, but I'm a little plucked clean.
Are you going to be safe?
I hope so. And you kind of, for the first, ever since you rescued her and untied her, you kind of see the fear kind of return. But that's not for me to. That's not for you to worry about. Well, I'm going to return to Selspire. Feels like we have a mole to suss out. And of course, some protections to offer you. I have some decoy parties to put on the road to other various holy sites in and around Moonfall. Quite a lot of work to do, actually. But I'll be okay. I don't want you to worry about me. I want you to worry about yourselves, and we will see each other. We will see each other. And with that, once you have all, kind of ascended and are back in the Crescent Weald, she does kind of disdainfully look back at the sinkhole, and she's like, I'll also need to handle this. And she kind of holds her arms out to see if anybody wants to give her a hug. I think she's, kind of enamored by all four of you.
Biggest knee hug.
Little dog pile in the middle of the Crescent Weald. No signs of anybody else. The goblins that ran off at the beginning have probably given word by now of the events in the Crescent Weald. And somebody will probably be coming out to investigate soon enough, but not quite yet. Waiting for the proverbial dust to settle. And with that, adventurers, we will send you off on your way to Lumen. To protect a priceless artifact, and we will see what hijinks and adventures meet us on the road next.
On the road to Lumen.
Yeah. And that is part 1 of Guardians of the Moon's Grace.
Oh.